What do you all know about ADSOM training? I am ADSOM training. I've trained more absolute dickhead supervisors or managers than most of you have had glute rubs. That's me, Hugh Screwer. I am ADSOM training. Okay. So look, I wasn't doing Barnes at all there. I was doing me, which is Hugh Screwer, of course. That's what I was doing. I have complied with the direction from Suck not to do the bombards. The Bob Barnes impersonation. Okay, so that's done. So welcome to your lesson number 7. Well, we're here already. Lesson number 7 of our ADSOM training. Good to see all 6 of you back from lesson number 6, especially Mr. Maverick there. We did utilise to make him the demonstrated victim of our demonstrated bullying attack using the brilliant send them to Coventry method, which I went through in lesson number 6. So yeah, thanks for coming back, Mr. Maverick. Look, we'll probably use you again. So we'll probably use you again for, as I mentioned again, we'll do another bullying technique. And then if we get some time, maybe a kiss up technique and see how we go. Anyway, yeah, so we sent Mr. Maverick to Coventry in lesson number 6. Now, old 55 asked me a question before class, and he said, very good question too, old 55. Sorry, looking for an echo. Anyway, very good question from old 55. He said, well, if sending him to Coventry is such a brilliant bullying technique, he says, well, why don't you just use that all the time? Why would you bother with other bullying techniques? Very good question. Well, the thing is, Mr. Maverick there, he could be, his personality, he might be an isolationist, where his dream is to be an isolated person, you know, a person who would be happy by himself on a deserted island, you know. Give him a good book to read, you know, a couple of good videos to watch, you know, maybe Hugh Screwer's ADSOM training videos to watch, and, you know, and he's happy as anything, you know, and he might be happy that we're keeping him isolated, you know. That's why too we use that sophisticated technique, you know, too, of not just leaving him alone, but, you know, don't call him Maverick, which he's probably happy with, you know, call him Peter Mitchell, you know, all that sort of stuff, you know, a subtle, more sophisticated form of sending him to Coventry, you know, just to make him feel less than the others, you know, whereas, you know, I deal with you, you know, I'll tears for fears, you know, looking for every young mate, you know, that sort of stuff, you know, high fives, keeping him left out. But he might be a person who loves to be left out. The other thing is too, he might be sort of in a clique of 2 or 3 who are very close together, and they might, you know, just like a kernel around a nut, you know, a bit hard to crack sort of thing. So you might need to get in some other bullying techniques to have effect on him. So that's why we're going to look at another bullying technique or principle today, and as I said, it's called continued applied pressure. Pressure is defined, of course, as first force per unit area. So the other thing behind it, we want continued applied pressure, but we also want that pressure to be enormous. You know, we want him to really feel. Sorry, Mr. Barry, we're going to pick on you. You know, we want him to feel like he's really being, you know, totally harassed, you know, and everything, you know, have a meeting, you know, meetings with him all the time, you know, meeting about why he's not scratching his ass properly, you know, things like that, you know. So we want that pressure to be great. We want him to basically feel like, you know, a dissident railing against the state in a totalitarian regime, you know, secret police running everywhere, you know, which is the equivalent, you know, well, if you're an ADSOM, you'll have, you know, your lackeys, your stacks, your kiss-up lackeys under you, you know, you might have your 2IC, if you've got 2IC under there, here's another little kiss-up bum boy, you know, and they'll all be following him around, pardon me, you know, writing little notes on him, you know, shooting little videos of him, you know, just keep that pressure up, you know, and you all heard of, you know, you've all worked in various workplaces, you know, and of course once upon a time it used to be called the personnel department, you know, the personnel section, whatever, and now it's called human resources section, department, bureau, division, whatever, but you're going to have that. You're going to have the head of that department and maybe several others in that department. You're going to have them focusing their pressure, because that head of the department is probably going to be an ADSOM anyway, and they're probably trying to kiss up to either you or another director, and it might be that common goal, you know, we get Mr. Maverick, or Peter Mitchell, whatever. Just keep throwing things at him, you know. There's a good, yeah, I mean, yes, I mean, you're going to virtually have that department, you know, whether it's HR personnel, you're virtually going to have that department in your pocket, you know, it's a weapon ready to fire Mr. Maverick there, as I said, continued applied pressure and great pressure. There's an old saying, it's a bullying saying, an old saying by bullies, which we've discussed, most bullies are cowards. There's an old saying, never give a victim an even break. Yeah, old bullying saying, never give a victim an even break. Never give old Peter Mitchell up there, Mr. Maverick, whatever. Never give him an even break. That's for sure. And yeah, well, too, with the kiss up, you know, the kiss up, kick down thing too, in later lessons and go into more detail interviews who do make it through to corkscrew, which we discussed last week, is the equivalent of, you know, it's the top gun of ADSOM training. We go into the ADSOM pyramid, you know, which is, basically, fans out like a lot of other theoretical pyramids, you know, and at the bottom, of course, you know, everybody at the bottom, of course, is being kicked down, and everybody at some other point in the period is both kicking down and kissing up. And, you know, of course, like the base early period, unfortunately, it does rely on basic, you know, people who are getting kicked down right at the bottom to exist. It's the platform kind of thing, you know. And you see that in the movie Platoon, which I'm sure you've all watched 3 or 4 times by now, since I've mentioned it. You know, you see, you know, Bob Barnes, Sergeant Barnes, you know, and I think it was a couple of you said in the first episode, I think it was Tears for Fears and maybe Spin Doctors, you know, about Barnes. He played a good game of cards. Well, you see him play that good game of cards there, you know, and he's got these guys hanging off him, a couple of guys, you know, hanging off him, you know, go, hey, Bob, you know, what do you think about Bob? What do you think about this, Bob? What do you think this guy will make it, Bob? You know, well, that's what all these little kiss up, little, you know, all the kiss-ups under you, you know, whether they could be supervisors, they could be ads in themselves, or they're just basically that bottom of the period. But that's what they'll be doing to you, kind of thing. Come up, you know, what if, you know, you'll have them run around, you know, watching Maverick there, you know, what do you think? What do you think? You know, what do you think, Father Brown? What do you think about this guy? What do you think? You know, is this guy Pete Mitchell, you think he's going to make it? You know, well, that's, you know, just little kiss-ups. So that's a couple of things. You're not going to get away with just basically using sentiment commentary as a bullying technique. And 2, continuous applied pressure must be that, and it must be great pressure as well. You know, if you think, well, using Mr. Maverick, and use the example in the movie, for example, you know, you see him out there playing the beach volleyball, you know, with you know, all the sand, you know, and the sunglasses are out there playing in jeans, you know. Well, if you're the head of Top Gun and you're an ADSOM, you know, you're gonna come wandering down there that beach volleyball using your signature walk, you know, few signature gestures. You know, and go, what the bloody hell's going on here? You know? And of course it's Pete Mitchell, Maverick, you know, you're after, you know, because, you know, so, you know, you're going to have words the other three, you know, Ice and Goose, the other guy, whatever. You know, what the hell are you doing here with Peter Mitchell? You know, I told you guys stay away from Peter Mitchell. We're sitting in the commentary. Piss off, you guys, okay? Get them off of a caution. And Peter Mitchell, you know, what do you think you're doing? You know, and he's there with the stand, the jeans. You know, we got a bloody dress code here. We got a dress code here. You know, this, you know, Top Gun. Okay. At this Top Gun place, you know, when we play beach volleyball, we play it either in dick togs or G-strings. None of this jeans business, people, you know, breaching for a dress code right there and then, you know. Gets on his motorbike and half rides away. Peter Mitchell, where's your helmet? He says, oh, you know, it's California, I don't need a helmet. Oh, feck you, Peter Mitchell. We got our fecking own code here. Again, you know, just keep getting in that pressure. Just don't give him an even break. You stand up to this Archer Maverick. Good on you, mate. Yeah, good on you, mate. He's been a bit of a sport. Actually, class, give him a bit of a hand. This Mr. Maverick, he's done well. Had a few words to him in earlier sessions. You know, he's sailed pretty close to the win, but he's been a good sport and he's been good in being the subject in our bullying demonstrations. Okay, so I just want to put a line under bullying for now, and don't want to lose balance. I want to get him some kiss up techniques because he needs that balance, you know, that kick down, kiss up, balance kind of thing. So the kiss up technique I'm going to go into today briefly, not too much detail, but it's called match and mix. You know, usually you think of that phrase usually of mix and match, but this is match and mix. And what it is basically, you know, because you'll have this, you know, you got your supervisor, you know, manager, director, whatever above you, and you know, well, the usual thing is, you know, when somebody says, you know, well, I'm feeling really stressed, you know, it's late in the afternoon, I feel really stressed. Well, you know, the usual thing, and this what I call matching. The usual thing, usual thing is you come up and you'll sort of give them a bit of shoulder rub. You know, it's a good little kiss up technique. You know, match them with what they need. You know, and your hands might, you know, naturally come up to the trapezius, you know, which are just between the neck and the shoulders. You know, and a little bit about the neck. Now, this is why I say match and mix, but don't mismatch, because don't touch the hair. You know, don't let your fingers touch. You know, and then you'll get. Don't touch the hair. You know, their hair. It might be, you know, similar to old Hugh Screwer's hair. You know, it might be very carefully coiffured and groomed. You know, not a hair out of place kind of thing, just like mine. And they take great offence to, you know, if you touch it. You know, don't touch the hair kind of thing. So that's what I'm saying with your kiss up. Your kiss up sort of match and mix, as I say, you know, will match, you know, they've got tight shoulders, so come up to the shoulders, come up to trapezius naturally. So the other angle, you know, a usual one, probably second most common one is to, you know, my glutes are really sore kind of thing, you know, my glutes are really sore. And then they'll say, you know, well, particularly my glutamus maximus is very sore. So, you know, I would say, you know, we'll just bend over and, you know, give the glutamus maximus, you know, a rub for them. You know, that's a matching kiss up technique. That's what they'll ask for. But because the glutamus, it's all connected down there. The glutamus maximus, you can't really go for the glutamus maximus and leave the glutamus majorus and the glutamus minimus alone. So I'd go glutamus maximus first with the hands, and you start digging around there, and then move on to the glutamus majorus, and then the glutamus minimus. you know, I mean, you know, but if they, you know, if they say, you know, say, you know, I've got sore glutes, sore gluteus maximus, you know, don't go diving for a foot massage, you know. I mean, that's why I say match and mix. You know, you mix up a little bit, but you match it with what they, you know, with their desire, what they're desiring you to kick up. You know, I mean, if you notice that they like, say, drinking, they like drinking fine sort of scotch sort of thing. You know, I wouldn't go out immediately and, you know, buy them the finest bottle of single malt you could find. Well, one, it's going to be really hard on your hip pocket, and two, they might just sort of, you know, they might get suspicious. You know, what's he doing here? You know, where's he getting this extra money from? You know, is somebody paying him to spy on me? You kind of get suspicious. So it doesn't end up a kiss up. It ends up they getting suspicious. They might actually kick you down. You know, so you might just start off, you know, buy an ordinary bottle of scotch, you know, a couple of bottles, you know, establish that sort of kiss up rapport kind of thing, you know, and then you might find, you know, they start actually paying you either on the books or below the counter, you know, letting you take company, you know, that if they're not able to facilitate, you know, paying you more, you know, so you can buy more stuff to kiss up more, you know, they might be able to put your stuff under the counter, you know, or Lexus sort of, you know, used company equipment, you know, all sorts of company equipment and that you might be able to, you know, just, they turn a blind eye if you take that and use it for your own use, you know, they might turn a blind eye if you're sort of truancy, you know, just, you know, and, you know, and in return, of course, what they're doing, of course, go back to initially the bullying, because in return they're getting you to bloody bully Maverick, you know, bully Mr. Maverick, you know, spying, fucking, you know, as I say, if he farts, you know, write it down, you know, continue to apply pressure. So, you know, see how they're all connected. It's all connected, you know, the bullying, the kissing, which is a kicking down, and the kissing up. It's all connected, sort of thing. Yeah, so that's what I mean. I mean, with doing the rub downs on the glutes sort of thing. Again, it's match and mix. So you do the glutes, and of course the oil that they usually have, you know, ready. And they probably, you know, they've probably got a lot of people who are either currently doing or in the past, you know, rub their glutes for them, and they're getting you, and you know, when you see, you know, they're rubbing with what's jasmine, you know, jasmine oil kind of thing, you know, jasmine scented oil, you know. Well, then one day you might go, try lilac, you know, lavender maybe, lavender. You're rubbing it in, and then they say, what's that oil? Oh, it's lavender. You know, you sort of hesitate, you're shaking your boots a little bit, and then they, oh, I like it, I love it, I'm gonna rub it more, you know. Match and mix. Way to go for kissing up. Okay, that's enough for lesson number 7. Hello? Oh, you're up. Okay, that's enough for lesson number 7. Thank you very much. Get out of here, you punks.